Hi everyone, welcome to my NetSec YouTube channel. Recently I spent quite a lot of time to look for an application which can provide me a list to organize my personal web applications which I created in the cloud and at home. That is also one of my reasons I created my bookmark navigation website in some of my previous videos. This is one of them. I'm using GitHub account to create a bookmark navigation website. Good example is here, nav.51sec.org. In here you can see all of my bookmarks and personal collections for websites are showing here in an organized way. I do have another post using doc-based solution to create a bookmark navigation website, which is based on hello xz/onenav GitHub project. Both works well. If you have same thinking, please check out nav.51sec.org, that website, to find out more. Unfortunately, I would need something much lightweight, something much simpler, less hierarchy levels, easy to deploy, and adding, modifying entries, etc. During the searching, I did find some interesting ones, and in this video I would like to share those popular ones with all of you, such as DashMachine, HeimDall, Homer, also CF worker directory. Those are the ones I found very interesting and I would like to share to all of you. Let's start it. DashMachine, from their GitHub page we can tell it's a web application bookmark dashboard with fun features. It's already got 895 stars and forked 93 times. The Docker has been pulled 9 million times. Amazing. The screenshot shows very beautiful background and UI design, which I like it. You can see the configuration.ini and the main setting page. That's how they configure the website and web applications using this config.ini text-based configuration file. Installation using Docker is much easier. Just copy this, make sure you change the path on your Docker host, and you may need to change the port number if you need it. If you want to run it in a subfolder, here is context _ path parameter you will need to put in. Also using the Python, if you want to use in Synology, and there's an awesome guide here, default username, password. That's pretty much everything on their GitHub page. We are gonna try using Docker to install, which I prefer to use in this way. I already installed the Docker, which is version 20.10. First, we're gonna create a folder to store those configuration files. So I'm gonna create in date folder. After that, we're gonna copy the docker create, this docker create command, but I'm gonna change it to run, and I'm gonna change the path to /data. So that will be paste, docker run, data mapping to this folder inside of Docker. The restart policy is ns stopped. We're gonna pull from this Docker image. Okay, all looks good. The image is small, so it won't take too long, a couple of seconds, and should be able to done. Since I'm using a cloud VPS, you may want to open a firewall port 5000 in your VPS firewall. I already opened it, so for me, I'm gonna just copy the public IP and throw it into website to test it. So you will get this version updated notification. Scroll down, just say read it, go to login page. After a couple of seconds, you will get a login page. So here, you're gonna log in using username admin, password admin, just to sign in. You don't need to save the username password. At the dashboard, you will see there's no apps yet. So we're gonna go to settings page. In the settings page, you're gonna open two panels. On the left panel is config.ini, and the right panel is main settings, which is gonna show you how to configure this DashMachine. Let's add some sections in here. We have settings section, we have admin section. Of course, you want to change the password. I'm gonna put the password 123 as my temporary password. Now we need to add applications. The simple. So what we can do, we can just copy the application name, copy the hosting in. It won't work because there's some settings we haven't added in yet, such as tags and data source. We're going to take them out. And also groups, we don't have groups there. So we're going to take those last three lines out. Then we're going to have our first application. We can open a dashboard in another page to see. So we got the application name, that's our first application. So it already shows here. If you click on it, it will open this application in the same tab, which you can change it to open in a different tab. So here is a configuration. We're going to add the more. There's another type of the website you can add it. It's called collection. So basically, it's a collection of some URLs you want to show in your app applications. Let's save that. Go back again. Let's refresh the page. So you can see the collection name. We have two collections, Google and DuckDuckGo. So this is another type. It's easy because everything is configured in config.ini. There's some advanced features we can use, such as there's plugins that basically they call it data source platforms. You can customize your own data source platforms. So one popular one is curl. For example, we can do this one. We can use curl to fetch our current IP address and it shows on the web page. Save that. Let's refresh it. Boom, this right away it shows here. One thing I really like is you can create a different groups for your web applications. They call it tags. So for example, we can configure a new tags. Let's create a new app. Call it test. We're going to use in default. We don't have data source, but we're going to leave the tags as example tags. Let's do the example test tags, and then there's no groups here, so we save it. And we go back to see, then you will see this example test tags for your application. And others is untagged will be shown here. It's also your application also can be shown on your sidebar. You can choose not showing on the sidebar by remove sidebar icon. This configuration, then the sidebar settings, one of them going to disappear. So we only have one sidebar icon, app or app name -test. The advanced feature is a data source platform. They are supporting all kinds of customized platform like Docker, curl, health check. There's a pin, REST, transmission, valor. So this is one of the reasons I like this DashMachine application, because there's a lot of potentials here. You can customize your own platform, or you can use their default platform directly expand the functions of this application. The last thing I want to talk about is images, which you can change the background or change the icons. You can upload those background icons here and then assign it to your applications. So this is our first web application dashboard application I show you. So we are gonna go to next one, which is HeimDall. This is my second recommended application dashboard, HeimDall. It's very popular as well. It has been started 3.2K and forked 290 times. The Docker has been pulled 503 million times. You can see how popular it is. You can check their website to get more information, the features and the installation steps. There's a video for that. The one unique thing this application has is they supported applications by two different types. One type is enhanced apps, which can provide in detailed statistics by using API. Second type is foundation apps, which can automatically add the colors and the icons for your applications. The installing also provides a Docker, but one thing is different from the previous one, DashMachine, which is they are supporting ARM64 architecture. We're gonna give it a try in my Ubuntu ARM64 OS. Let's get the IP address. That's the public IP. We're going to use import 5080. As you can see, we are using Toronto time zone. We are using port 5080 for port 80, 5443, and also using data folder for the configuration. This is a basic application UI. It's very clean, clear, nothing now. So here is application name. We're gonna add it something. Let's call it the Nextcloud. So which is supported, as you can tell. This is foundation app. So URL. Let's put any URL in. Then you can preview it. You can see configuration optional. Actually, this is enhanced. So if you have more information, username, password, and the URL, then you can add in here. Then you will see those statistics, usage, space, free space, total space. So since we don't have that website available for those information, right now we just leave it as is. We're gonna save it. So we're gonna Nextcloud here. Yes, user control through the configuration panel. As you can see, right now we are using admin, so you can add it. You can put the password. Allow public access to front. Enable that. This is configuration. You can customize your background image. You can enable a home search, which can let you do Google search directly from your list home page. You can set up default search provider. There's a couple of predefined search provider here. Links open. We would like the links open in different page. New tab. One thing I like is you need to create in a text. The reason why, because there's no groups, so you cannot group the links into different section, but they provide in a text. So let's so we can use text as groups for the applications. So for example, this is I would say container 1. Let's put it on pinned. You can customize the icon. So this container 1 here. Then we're gonna create another application. We have Nextcloud has been pinned to the dashboard. Container 1 also pinned to the dashboard. There's another called app.dashboard, which also we just pinned to the dashboard. We only have one application. Let's add a couple more. Let's do Pi-hole, which list is the whole application list. You can see a couple of interesting one. Box, Cody, Pi-hole has been supported. Then we have predefined icon and the color theme as well. Also, we can get if we have a URL, we can put it in here. It may not working because we are using cloud VPS to deploy this application. This is on your internal network. As you can see, it's general application error. So if you deployed the dashboard internal network, same as network as your Pi-hole, this should be able to get you the more configurations. At this moment, I'm just putting 2 tags as testing. Let's do save. The URL is required. So Pi-hole has been added. We want to edit it again. We're going to put the container, but we're going to remove from the home dashboard. Save it. So now you can tell Pi-hole is not showing on the home dashboard. You also cannot see it from the pinned items since it's not there. But we can click our container 1 to go into the groups. This is also giving you kind of the grouping for your applications. You click here, you go back to the home page, home dashboard. If you click container 1, then you can show you more under the container 1 list tags. If you have multiple users, then you also can enable. That's the one. Let's do. Okay, now let's quit from here. Let's open another page. Now you can see this user login window. So you won't be able to change much right now. Anything go beyond from the home dashboard, you need to log into this system basically. Okay, that's all our second application, dashboard. The third one I want to talk about in this video is Homer. Homer is a that simple static homepage for your server to keep your service on hand from a simple YARN configuration file. Let's take a look at demo. That's exactly what you will get once you install this application. It's got 2.8K star and has been forked 262 times. That's very good number, and it also supports using Docker to deploy it. Another good news is it also supports ARM64 architecture. So now we can test it in our ARM-based Ubuntu environment again. So in this OS we have used the port 8080, so I'm gonna use port 8888 as an example. It's very fast deployment. Homer has been up and running now. Let's access to it. This is a pub IP. I'm gonna change it to port 8888. That's what you will find out from web page. It's similar as we got from the demo page. If you need to customize this one, you have to go back to the YARN page, which is at the date folder. We can configure this YARN config file. Here is the links. Here is the messages. You will need to type the name, icon, and the URL. Since this is very similar as we talked about in other two, I will keep this video as simple. Those three are using Docker to deploy. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to use Cloudflare workers to deploy a web application dashboard. Keep tuned. Please check my next episode.